AI for real estate agents.
I firmly believe this, that the AI-powered consumer will take more people out of business than the AI-powered agent. But Nick, everybody's saying if you don't use AI, you're going to be left behind and do all this. Yeah, this is obvious. We need to use AI. But I was just going through my posts. A great example of the AI-powered consumer that I'm going to share with you guys. There's a CEO of a company by the name of EXP, but there's a CEO at the company. And he was like, yeah, so he went to buy a car. You know what he had negotiating with the salesman? The salesman had to negotiate with Claude to buy the car. He didn't negotiate it with himself. He had to negotiate with Claude. And he sat back and you know what he said? He's like, oh, the salesman was squirming. He was like, Claude was hitting him with all these questions that he didn't know how to answer, and he's squirming. And everybody was laughing on the post. Like, oh my gosh, that's great. Great use case. And I almost found it ironic because of this. That's going to be happening to some of you. Where you're going to sit like, we all laugh like, oh, you can picture the salesman when you say that, right? Having to negotiate with Claude, and Claude never stops asking questions, and it can go deeper and it can keep going. Look, family, that is just one example of the AI powered consumer, right? Like there's a saying in the tech world that innovation happens at the speed of adoption. Innovation happens at the speed of adoption. And am I saying every time you walk into an appointment right now, all of your people are just going to have Claude out and you're going to have to negotiate with it? No, that's not what I mean. But we have to take a really step back. All right, so what is Agentic? So all the AI that we've all been using up until really last couple months has been generative AI, okay? Generative AI. Essentially, I'll try to break this down, right? Generative AI is I go in and prompt Claude, ChatGPT, and it gives me a response. I ask for a picture, and it gives me a picture. I ask for an email, and it gives me an email. I ask it to analyze numbers, and it analyzes numbers. But then the moment that I stop asking it for things, it stops working. Why? For all intents and purposes, we are the generator. We generate prompts and it generates a response. Generative AI. That's pretty simple, right? Generative AI, we're the generators. Once we stop working with it, it stops working. Okay? So now we are going to Agentic AI. Okay? This is a massive leap, right? So, as you guys know, we've been saying that this is exponential technology, right? Like we could all agree every single week, it seems like there's an update. And the funny thing is, there is one, right? It's not just in our brains like, oh, it seems like it's happening all the time. No, there's literally one every week, almost every other day. And it's exponential technology. But now from generative to agentic is a massive leap. And this is where we will really start feeling the exponential effect. Because agentic works for you even after you stop asking it to do things. Picture these as digital employees, right? Like I always try to make this like in concepts so we can understand. These are much more digital employees than ChatGPT that works only when you ask it to. Agentic, it's working for you. I want to transcend just our business for a second and then talk about the AI-powered consumer and the major shift that is coming that I don't see enough people in real estate talking about. So I'm going to go back to the quote. Innovation happens at the speed of adoption, right? Innovation happens at the speed of adoption. What does that mean? Well, in theory, everybody in the world should be using Claude in everyday tasks and making their lives easier and using these things, right? Or setting up their own AI agents. But why isn't it happening? Well, it's pretty hard to set it up securely. It's not hard, but it takes a lot of work to set it up securely. They have to be comfortable, like setting these things up. And I even think about this. Even when they roll out robots, how many people in the Midwest do you think are going to be comfortable enough to have those things in their homes? Right? Like, I know for dang sure my parents aren't getting a robot just because they can deploy hundreds of thousands of robots eventually. Does that mean everyone will adopt it? I believe this will be one of the biggest adoptions of AI. End of Q4 to start of Q1, Johnny Ive and Sam Altman are launching this product that will be an AI agent, okay? It will be an AI agent. It will show up in the size of a jump drive. And yeah, will it always be listening? Yeah, but can we all agree that our phones are already always listening? That our TVs are, and all these different things? Like, we threw that out a while ago. And why did we throw it out? Convenience. Because it is more convenient to have a smartphone than it is not to have one. So the moment the technology makes you like convenience, generally as humans, history has showed us, we throw our privacy out the window. Okay? So these AI agents, why is this going to be a big adoption? Because it's just going to be in the size of a jump drive. And you could just ask it like, hey, what restaurants are playing live music tonight? List off 3 restaurants. Okay, can you send me a reservation for that one? And it will just go, either call them, text them, set it up, go online and set your reservation. Say, your reservation is set for 7:30. Great. Like, how many people are going to take these options where AI just literally, it just starts doing things for them by asking it to, right? So why is this so important? Well, I will tell you why. Because they will start asking, and studies actually show 82% of Americans last year used AI for housing info. 82% last year used AI for housing info. Yeah, through ChatGPT, maybe Claude, or using it without even knowing it. How is that true? Well, on Google, when you Google something, how many people here just read the AI overview at the top and it gives you an answer? Like, you Google something and it just gives you the answer at the top. You don't click on links. It's like, hey, what is this, this, or this? Google AI tells you the answer. Over 68% of Google searches end in 0 click now. 0 clicks from Google now. They're not clicking on a bunch of links, finding information. So what does that tell us? Well, it's more convenient. And what happens when you don't even have to type and Google something? You just have your AI companion. You're like, hey, can you tell me about the housing market and all the information in Cleveland, Ohio? It tells you the answer. Great. If I'm looking to buy, what kind of credit score do I need? And it tells you an answer. Great. Who should I work with if I'm looking to buy a home? That's going to be a lot of the customer journey right there. So if you guys are familiar with marketing terms, top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel. Top of funnel is how you get mass information, that like get people into it, creating top of funnel content that they consume. They're not ready to buy yet or work with you, but you're getting brand awareness. Middle of funnel is more informational. So as they start diving deeper and deeper into it, they're ready to go. And then bottom of funnel is for the people who are ready right now and you have content, information, landing pages, like things set up to get them in. This process will dang near skip top of funnel and middle of funnel. Why? Because their AI agent is filling that gap. And then they will just say, who should I work with? And we'll give them a name. Will it be yours? And survivorship bias is based off a World War II principle, where the planes in World War II would fly out and then only a certain amount would come back, right? Because they went to battle, they went to war. What happened was the planes that came back, they were all shot up on the wings and the tail. And what most everybody said is, okay, we need to armor the wings and the tail more because this is where the planes that were shot up. And there was one engineer who came back and said, no. These planes made it back. They got shot up in the tail and the wings, and they still made it back. But all of their engines were spotless. So that means the planes who didn't make it back got shot up in the engines. That's where we should armor more. And then that's where survivorship bias came from. And I believe we are seeing this happen in real time with AI. Because everywhere you go online is telling you, you got to learn AI, you got to implement AI, you got to do AI, you got to do this, you got to do that. But what we're seeing with Agentic is, it is commoditizing the work that is done behind the computer. And I'm already seeing how these AI agents will simply do these tasks behind the computer for you. So once that's done, how valuable is that work? How valuable is that skill? If an AI agent can just simply do it for you, look, the moment something becomes so easy, anyone can do it, it is no longer a valuable skill. So then as real estate agents on this call, you have to ask yourself, what can you do that AI cannot? What do you do that AI cannot? So when somebody sits down and they have their AI there and it's grilling you, or they're asking questions that AI is asking them, or they have all this information because they just asked their AI, hey, tell me about the housing market. Hey, tell me about the neighborhood data and all this information. What is your skill that you provide that is not just solely information based? That to me is your engine, right? The metaphor, that's your engine. So, because I firmly believe the agents who survive this will simply utilize the agentic, not spend all their times being a Howard, meaning, how do I build this? How do I do that? How do I use this tool? How do I use that tool? No, you simply use it. And my number one belief with AI is to spend less time behind a computer and more time talking to people. If it doesn't fit that, then you're doing it wrong. Not everything is worth learning. Right? Like not every update is worth. Look, I'm not coming on here and talking to you guys about Claude design. They just dropped design, and I see everyone's doing trainings on Claude design. You can create a website, you can do this. And then I attend some of these, and it's like, well, you missed one of the most important parts, which is doing the backend HTML, doing the schema, making sure that it's set up with the right robots.txt, so that way AI can actually find it. And if you don't set it up that way, then it's just going to be set up so that AI is blocked from it. So yeah, it's like, hey, look how cool it is. I can create a website in 2 seconds. Well, is the website formatted the right way? Does it have the right header? Does it have the right backend? So like, not everything is just worth learning to know how to do. I believe it's getting a group of agentic that already knows how to do these things that you can just message back and forth and go out there and talk to more people.
If you're a real estate agent and don't want to get left behind with all of these AI updates, guys, you're in the right place, because we created the world's very first AI certified agent. We have an entire AI institute dedicated to the real estate industry. We have a top custom GPT in the Chat GPT store just for the real estate industry. All you got to do is check out some of the links in the description below. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. And if you're still here, go ahead and check out one of the other videos that we just shot.